We're going to get started today in a comfortable position lying on your back. So if you want to take a block in between your shoulder blades, if you want to bring the soles of your feet together and the knees out wide, whatever position is comfortable for you, feel free to take that. And we're going to start by taking a nice deep inhale through the nose and a big open mouth exhale. One more just like that, nice big inhale through the nose and big open mouth exhale. And then close down through the lips, start to breathe in and out through the nose. If you're familiar with Ujjayi, bringing a gentle constriction to the back of your throat as if you're fogging up a mirror. Otherwise, just settling into a breathing pattern that is natural and steady for you. We'll take 3 more breaths here, maybe setting an intention or a point of focus for your practice. And then when you're ready, if you haven't already, extend your left leg long on the mat and start to draw the right knee in towards the chest. And we're just going to take some hip circles, so draw the knee across the body and then out and around by the ribs. And take a couple in one direction and then reverse the direction, just starting to mobilize through the hip joint. And then squeeze the knee in towards the chest, start to straighten out through the leg, taking a hold behind the calf, the hamstring, the ankle, wherever is available for you. And your leg can be as bent or as straight as you want it to be, feeling free to play around with the point and flex of your ankle. And then bend the knee back in towards the chest, take the left hand to the right knee, nudge the hips a little bit to the right, and then start to draw the right knee over towards the left, coming into a gentle spinal twist, maybe turning the gaze out over the right arm. And then bring yourself back through center, send the right leg long on the mat and draw the left knee in towards the chest, holding around the shin and taking a few hip circles in one direction and then the other. And drawing yourself back through center, start to straighten out through the right leg, grabbing a hold behind the leg wherever is available to you. And then maybe working with the point and flex of the ankle, maybe taking some circles. And then bending that knee back in towards the chest, take the right hand to the left knee, nudge the hips a little to the left, and then draw the right knee over towards, the left knee over towards the right for your spinal twist. And then draw yourself back to center, hug both knees in towards the chest. And then you can either roll off to one side or take a roll along the length of your spine, making your way up to a comfortable seated position. You can take a block underneath your seat or just come into cross legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, you're going to take right hand to the floor, sweep that left arm up and over. Keep the left sit bone grounded. I'm going to be opposite to you because I'm dyslexic and I can't figure it out otherwise.
I just listened to the left foot.
Inhale, sweep yourself up through center. And then as you exhale, take it over towards the other side. Inhale yourself through center. Exhale, take it to the first side. Maybe you can go a little deeper. Maybe you start to look up towards the sky. Inhale, bring yourself through center. And then exhale, take it to the other side. Maybe starting to rotate a little bit up towards the sky. Inhale, bring yourself through center. Exhale, take the hands behind you. You're just going to change the cross of your legs. And And then we're going to take left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, start to move the right rib cage towards the right as the right hip gently comes towards the front of the mat. Ribs back, hip forward. There we go. Inhale, bring yourself through center. And then as you exhale, right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Inhales take you taller. Exhales help you twist a little deeper. Inhale, bring yourself through center. And then as you exhale, roll over the shins, bring yourself into a tabletop position. And we'll take a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So as you inhale, drop the belly, reach the sternum forward. And then as you exhale, press the floor away, really round out through the spine. Inhale, cow belly breath. And then as you exhale, into cat. Take 3 more at your own pace, feeling free to add in any other movements that you feel like you want. Maybe taking the hips side to side or taking the hips to the heels. And then bring yourself through neutral. Plant down through the left hand as you inhale, sweep that right arm up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, thread it underneath. Inhale, sweep the right arm to the sky. We're just going to flow. Exhale, take it underneath. Inhale, sweep it up to the sky. And then this time as you exhale, thread it underneath. Come to rest on the back of the right arm, maybe the right ear. You can stay here or start to take that left hand to the sky and wrap it around the back, maybe reaching for the right hip crease. And then if you took the bind with the left hand, take the left hand by the face. As you inhale, unwind the right arm all the way to the sky. And then as you exhale, bring it down. Second side, inhale, sweep that left arm up to the sky. And then as you exhale, thread it under. Inhale, sweep it to the sky. Exhale, thread it under. Inhale, sweep to the sky. And then as you exhale, thread it under, this time coming to rest on the back of that left shoulder, maybe taking that right arm behind the back, reaching for the left inner thigh. And then inhale that right hand up to the sky, exhale, plant it by the face. As you inhale, press down through the right hand, sweep the left arm to the sky. And then as you exhale, bring it back to tabletop. Tuck under the toes, send the hips back towards the heels, and then start to straighten out through the legs, coming into your first downward dog. Feeling free to make any movements here that you want to, maybe pedaling the feet or wiggling the hips. Or you can find stillness straight away. And from here, we're just going to take a few plank waves. You can always feel free to drop the knees if you want to. On your inhale, you're going to ripple the spine forward, coming into a high plank pose. And then as you exhale, you're going to raise up onto the toes and send the hips back. Inhale, ripple yourself forward. And then exhale, take it back. We're going to do one more just like that. Inhale, take it forward. And then exhale, take it back. This time we're going to drop the heels over towards the right, and then inhale, ripple yourself forward, so you're in a bit of a twisted plank. Exhale, take it back. And then take the heels over towards the left. Inhale, take yourself forward. And then exhale, take it all the way back. Square off through the hips, look towards the hands and start to walk the feet all the way up towards the backs of the wrists. And take opposite hand to opposite elbow and just let yourself ragdoll forward, maybe taking a gentle bend in through the knees, swaying side to side, shake the head yes and no, letting go of any tension. And then letting the arms fall to the floor, be really heavy. Take a gentle bend in the knees and start to stack the spine as you roll your way all the way up to standing. Head and neck will come last. And then take a moment to ground yourself into Tadasana at the top of your mat, feeling your balance between both feet. And we'll do some sun salutations. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step the right leg back, lower the knee. Exhale, plank pose or tabletop. Hold the breath as you lower the knees, the chest and the forehead to the floor. The hips stay high. Inhale, peel the chest through, baby cobra. Exhale, press the floor away, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right leg forward, left knee lowers. Exhale, forward fold at your top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the left leg back, lower the knee. Exhale, plank or tabletop. Hold the breath, lower the knees, chest and forehead. Inhale, peel through baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left leg forward, lower the right knee. Exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step the right leg back, lower the knee. Exhale, plank or tabletop. Hold the breath, lower knees, chest, forehead. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg steps, lower left knee. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step the left leg, lower the knee. Exhale, plank pose. Hold the breath, lower knees, chest, forehead. Inhale, peel up cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step left leg, drop right knee. Exhale, fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. One more each side. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step right leg. Exhale, plank or table. Hold the breath as you lower. Inhale, pull through cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg steps. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Last one. Inhale, left leg steps. Exhale, plank or table. Hold the breath as you lower. Inhale, peel the chest through cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left leg forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step the right leg back, double up your mat if you need to, drop the back knee, untuck the back toes, and then as you inhale, sweep the arms up for Anjaneyasana. Think of drawing the left hip back and the tailbone down to lengthen through the spine. You can stay with the arms up if you want to, or you can feel free to take a chest opener, maybe cactusing the arms or interlacing the fingers behind you. Do whatever feels the best in your body. As you inhale, take the arms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, start to straighten out through the front leg, coming into Ardha Hanumanasana. Here you can play around with the point and the flex of the front foot. And if you need to have blocks underneath your fingertips to make this more accessible, feel free to do that. And then ground down through that front foot, lift the back knee, step the right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, run the hands up to the shins, come into a halfway lift. And then as you exhale, fold forward, step the left leg back, drop the knee, untuck the toes. And then on your next inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, coming into your Anjaneyasana. And once again, feeling free to take whatever arm variation feels good for you. As you inhale, sweep those arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, start to straighten out through the front leg, coming into your half splits pose. Think of drawing the right heel back towards the back of the room, and that should increase the stretch through the hamstring. And plant down through the right leg, lift the left knee and step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. You're going to step the right foot back about a leg's distance, and you want your back heel to line up with your front. Your toes are turned in at a slight angle. And then as you inhale, you're going to bend through the front knee, sweeping the arms up and overhead for warrior one. If this bothers your back knee, then you're just going to take your heel up and come into a crescent lunge. Wherever you are, you want to think of those left ribs spiraling back to work the right rib cage forward and lengthening through that lower spine. Take an inhale, you're going to straighten out through the front leg. Take the hands behind the back, either fist to fist, elbow to elbow, or if you can get a reverse prayer up in between your shoulder blades, go for that. Inhale, open up through the chest. And then as you exhale, you're going to keep that front leg straight and just start to fold forward any amount. So you want to go for length as opposed to depth here. And as you inhale, you're going to come all the way back up to standing. Release the hands from behind the back. Step the right foot up to meet the left. And then we're just going to switch it out. So take left foot back, foot angles in, heel to heel. Bend the front leg. And then as you inhale, sweep those arms up and overhead. And take a peek down at your front foot. If you can't see your big toe on the inside of your knee, it means that your knee's swinging in and you want to engage your right hip muscles to get that knee facing straight forward. Take an inhale, straighten out through the front leg, take your clasp behind your back. Inhale to open up through the shoulders. And then as you exhale, engage the quads of the front leg as you start to fold forward. Gentle bend in through the front knee so you don't overextend the knee. As you inhale, come all the way up, release the clasp of the hands, step the left leg forward to meet the right, and then we're going to step the right foot back. This time we're going to keep the back heel lifted, coming into crescent pose. Inhale to sweep the arms up, and you can sink as low as is comfortable for you here. Again, making sure you can see the big toe to the inside of that front left knee. One more breath here. And then you're going to start to straighten out through the front leg. This time, if it's available for you, you're going to take the hands down to the floor. The back heel will probably stay lifted. Always an option to take blocks, and always an option to lower the back knee and take the first variation that we took, coming into a half split. Take a gentle bend in through the left knee, step the right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step the left leg back and take a nice deep bend in through the right knee, setting up your alignment points. And when you're ready, taking the arms up and overhead, knowing that you can always drop the back knee if that is more comfortable for you. Take one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, straighten out through that front leg, hands down to the floor if it's available for you, knowing that you can always drop the back knee to the floor. And then gentle bend in through that front knee, step the left leg up to meet the right. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale to fold. Exhale, hands to heart center, sorry. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Inhale, we're coming into chair pose. If your feet are apart, make sure your knees are apart. If your feet are together, then your knees can be together. And if it's not comfortable to have your arms reaching up, you just reach them straight in front of you. Or you can bring them to heart center. Inhale, straighten up the legs, come all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Turn to face the long end of your mat and you're going to step nice and wide. It doesn't matter which foot you step back. Turn the right foot out so it's parallel with the long end of the mat. Back foot turns in slightly, your heel to arch. Front heel intersects back arch. Bend nice and deep into that front leg, coming into your warrior two. So make sure that this front knee isn't pitching way forward of your ankle. You want it pretty much a perpendicular line to the floor. And once again, making sure that you can see that big toe. I promise I don't have an obsession with your big toe. I just want to protect your knees. I will mention it several times. Take one more nice deep breath here. And then flip that front palm, reverse your warrior, sweep the sky, open up the right side of the chest. And then as you exhale, you're going to straighten out that bent leg, parallel the feet, interlace the hands behind the back, inhale, open up the chest, and then as you exhale, forward fold, making sure that you don't whack your neighbor. And if it's not comfortable for you to interlace the hands behind your back, you can always just take the hands down to the floor.
Oh yeah. No, I got it earlier.
Are we having tap nose situation?
No, like, I was like, good thing you already went. What's up?
As you inhale, lead with the chest, come all the way back up to standing. And we'll take it to the other side. So turn that left foot out, right foot in slightly, and take a nice deep bend in through that left leg, widening your stance if you need to, and engaging that left glute. And take a peek back at your back arm. Be honest with you. If it's slumping down towards the floor, pick it up to the shoulder. split the front palm as you inhale, sweep the sky, reverse your warrior, open up the left side of the rib cage. And then as you exhale, come back through warrior two, straighten out the front leg, parallel the feet again, this time hands to the hips. Inhale, open up through the chest. And then as you exhale, fold yourself forward. Thinking of the elbows drawing towards each other and lengthening through the back of the neck. Leading with the chest, inhale, bring yourself all the way up to standing. And then you're going to turn that right foot out again, turn the left foot in slightly. Take an inhale, raise the arms up, and then as you exhale, come back into your warrior two. We're going to come into side angle pose, so think of someone pushing your right hip back and hinging the torso forward. You can bring forearm to thigh, hand to the inside of the leg or hand to the outside of the leg, always feeling free to use a block. And making sure whatever you're doing that right knee isn't collapsing. If your hand is on the inside, use it as a little bit of a wedge to push that right knee out towards your pinky toe side. And then from here, you're going to look towards the floor, pivot onto the back toes, and we're going to come into a lizard lunge. So the hands are coming to the inside of the right foot. You can keep the back knee lifted or lowered. You can come down to the forearms, you can come down to a block. And for this variation, we're going to keep the toes pointing forwards. And you can always feel free to find movement, maybe rocking back and forward if that feels like something your body needs. Down onto your forearms or onto a block, come back up onto the palms, lift the back knee if it's not already. You're going to turn those right toes out at about a 45-degree angle, and then we're going to step the left foot to the outside of the left hand and sink the hips down for Malasana. You can take a block underneath your seat, and if this doesn't work for your knees, you can just raise your seat up, which actually makes it a little bit harder.
There goes the knees.
Think the crown reaching tall, the tail sinking down. And then as you exhale, you're just going to start to straighten the legs, come into a forward fold. Take the peace fingers and hook them around the big toes. Inhale, reach the chest forward. And then as you exhale, fold nice and deep, drawing the elbows off to the sides, taking as much of a bend in through your knees as you need to. Release the big toes, inhale, come into a halfway lift, and then as you exhale, fold it forward. Sweep the arms as you inhale, come all the way to standing, and then exhale, hands to heart center. Step it out nice and long on your mat. We'll take the other side, so we're going to turn the left toes out, right toes in slightly. Inhale, bend that front knee, come into your warrior two. And then as you exhale, as if someone's pushed the left hip back, start to hinge the torso forward, either forearm to thigh, inside of the leg, or to the outside of the leg. Knowing that a block is always an option underneath the hand. And then looking down towards the floor, start to come onto the back toes, both hands to the inside of that left foot as you walk it over to the left. And then come into your lizard lunge. Maybe a block, maybe the back knee lowers. For this variation, we're just going to keep the toes facing forward. We'll come into the hip opener in a bit. And if you came down onto your forearms, coming back up onto the palms, turning the left toes out on a 45-degree angle, and then stepping that right foot up to the outside of the right hand, coming back into your Malasana squat, taking the block underneath your seat if you want to. And you can feel free to hang out here, otherwise you can take the left hand down to the floor and start to sweep the right arm up to the sky, coming into a twist. And if a bind is something that you like to do, you can take the right hand behind as you reach the left hand in front of the left shin, reaching for a bind behind the back. It's totally just an option.
What's your follow?
Huh? What? So you take left hand there, right hand comes behind the back and reaches for the hand. My arms are too short, or at least that's what I tell myself.
You need another hand.
It's just an option, you don't have to do it.
I could go around twice.
Take the hands to heart center, and then if you came into the twist, we're going to take the other side.
So long.
You guys can always just feel free to completely ignore everything I say. Take one more nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, come through center. Start to straighten out through the legs. Heel toe the feet to hips distance apart. And this time you're going to lift the fronts of the feet, slipping the palms underneath. Taking as much of a bend in through the knees as you need to. Think of pressing the toes down and gently drawing the wrists away from the floor. Maybe taking a yes and a no with the head, releasing any tension. And then slowly releasing the hands from underneath the feet. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. And then as you exhale, fold. Start to roll yourself all the way up to standing. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, hands to heart center. Step yourself nice and wide on the mat again. We're going to come into triangle pose. So set yourself up like you did for warrior two. Heel to arch, right toe turned out. Front leg will stay straight. Take the hands up to shoulder height. And then just like someone pressed back through your right hip, start to come out over that right leg. Gentle bending through that right knee. And you can feel free to hang out here, or we can take this up to a balance. So you can start to bend through the right knee, take the right hand underneath the right shoulder, and start to lift that left leg up towards the sky for a hand.
This girl crazy. This is when I might get the block out.
Yeah, the block is a good idea.
The goal is not to hurt Don.
It's totally on
The leg is shaking. Oh my God.
You got this, you know?
Yeah.
And if you came up into that balance, slowly bend through the right leg. We're going to step that left leg all the way back. Straighten out through the front leg. Inhale, sweep the right hand to the sky. Reverse your triangle. And then as you exhale, come back to standing. Parallel the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, take a wide leg forward fold. Maybe this time taking the peace fingers and hooking them around the big toes. Drawing the crown of the head down towards the floor. Releasing the big toes as you inhale, sweep those arms up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, you're going to turn the left toes out, right toes in. Start to hinge over that left leg, coming into your triangle on the second side. Block is always a good idea. Hand can be on the shin, floor, the ankle. If your hand's on your shin, just make sure you're not forcing the shin towards the back of the mat. And once again, you can feel free to stay here, or we'll play with the balance on this side, bending through the left knee, taking that left hand forward, and then hopping that back foot in as many times as you need to bring it up to balance. And then slowly starting to bend through that left leg, step the right leg all the way to the back of the room. Straighten out that front leg as you inhale, sweep the sky, reverse your triangle. And then as you exhale, parallel the feet. One more wide leg forward fold. Inhale, sweep those arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, fold forward. This time bringing the hands underneath the shoulders as if you were going to go into a headstand.
That's not going to happen.
Oh, come on now.
Ask for it. Voted on the account.
And then as you inhale, sweep yourself all the way up to standing. And then as you exhale, you're just going to make your way back to the top of the mat. So we're just going to do a couple of balancing poses. You'll take them to your level. We're going to come into tree. So send the weight into the left leg. Right foot either comes to the ankle, the shin, or the upper inner thigh, just not directly over the knee. And there are poles all over the place if you need a little bit of an extra balance point. Hands can come to heart, they can come up and overhead, you can wave in the air.
Look at this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Dancing too. We can get those cool, what are those? The
Calisthenics.
Yeah, those
My girlfriend used to do those.
That's so cool. Alright, so you can hang out here, or we can come into a deeper hip stretch. You're going to take the right ankle over the top of the left thigh and then start to sit back as if you're sitting into a chair. Maybe the elbows come over the shin, or maybe the hands come down to the floor or a block.
That's good.
This is a really
I think this is where the dancing guys might have came in handy. Feels good.
There's also a really cool arm balance that you can go into from here. But that's for another time.
Yeah.
And then if you came all the way down, you're slowly going to bring yourself all the way up, and everyone's going to release that right leg, and we'll take it to the other side, starting with our tree, either a kickstand, foot to calf, or foot to upper inner thigh. Wherever you are, both the hips keep facing forward as that left knee works its way towards the back of the room. And then find something to look at that's not moving. So don't look at me. And then you can hang out here, or we're going to take that left ankle on top of the right thigh and start to sink yourself down into
your bad skateboarding.
base skateboarding. Yeah, don't do that this tighter. Yeah, and this is a good one to really notice the difference between sides.
I get the shakes.
It's a big balance pose, like your standing leg is working super hard to keep you here.
It's like you're not really.
And then come all the way up, release that leg, inhale, circle sweep the arms. And then as you exhale, fold forward at the top of the mat. Inhale, come into your halfway lift and lengthen. exhale, take the right leg back, and then we're going to come back into our lizard pose. So both hands to the inside of the left foot. This time we're going to turn the left foot out on an angle, and you can feel free to come to the outside edge of that left foot, letting the knee fall out to the side. As always, back knee can be down, forearms can be down. You can take movement or you can stay still. Just take it to your level, so if it doesn't feel good coming to the outside of your foot, stay flat on the foot.
Guys are frightening you.
And then if you came down onto the forearms, you're going to come back onto the palms. The back knee can stay up or down. You're just going to flatten out through that left foot, and then you're going to start to straighten out through the left leg. So we're essentially coming into similar to what we did before, except now the foot's a lot wider. from here we're going to do some chest openers. So take your fingertips off to the side of the mat, elbows point up to the sky. Inhale, peel up like you're coming into cobra. And then as you exhale, you're going to look towards the left and just dip that right shoulder down towards the floor. So you should feel a nice big stretching through the front of your right shoulder. Inhale, peel yourself up through center, and then as you exhale, take it over to the other side.
Wow. You look like something out of a Transformer movie. Let's get real. Spider people.
Yeah, spider. This is like a Spider-Man pose, but it's a good shoulder stretch.
It really is.
Inhale, bring yourself up through center, and exhale, roll it down. All right, from here, you're going to cactus out your right arm, bring your left hand underneath your left shoulder, and then you're going to press the floor away with the left hand so the chest peels open to the left. So once again, you should feel this in through the right shoulder, or the front of the right shoulder. Hurts the shoulder.
Oh, it's just my bad shoulder.
Like, don't go too deep.
Good.
Okay, my left knee, my left rib, no, left knee.
I never.
And then come back through center. Cactus out the left hand, right hand underneath the shoulder. Press the floor away with the right hand, opening up the left shoulder. Man, this song is just making me feel like I'm like 12 years old again.
Yeah, totally. What year is this?
Early
Like
2000s. Yeah, early 2000s.
For sure. Yeah, I heard it a lot. My kids are gonna sing this?
Pretty sure at the time I had no idea what it meant.
The boys, I think they're GG's downstairs.
And then slowly release. From here, we're going to press up and back. Bring the big toes together, the knees wide. Come into a child's pose. Just release that lower back. Maybe swaying from side to side. And you can stay with the child's pose. Otherwise, we're going to come into puppy pose. So bring the knees underneath the hips. Start to walk the hands forward any amount that's comfortable for you, and sink the forehead and the chest towards the floor.
What are we calling this?
Puppy pose.
Oh, I thought it was like
little puppies.
the dog.
Anahatasana. I think technically it's called heart melting pose, but
That's no fun.
I think puppy pose is a little bit
You always
cuter.
want to fight like this. Small or big? Over there. Over there.
And then from here, you're going to walk yourself in. Come back into your child's pose. This time, you're going to bend at the elbows and bring your hands into like a little shark fin just above your head. So you should feel a nice deep tricep stretch. If you have a block, you can always put your elbows up on a block, and that will deepen the stretch. And if you want to go even deeper than this, then you can come back into puppy pose and do the same thing, bending the elbows, except now the hips are lifted above the heels. And then slowly releasing. And you're going to walk yourself up, coming onto your seat. So we're going to take Gomukhasana, but if that is not for you, then you're going to stick with a simple cross-legged position. Otherwise, we're going to take the right heel around by the left hip, and then that left leg is going to stack. Have I got this right? Right heel, left hip, left knee stacks on top of right. So it's very hard to instruct. If this doesn't feel good for you, you just come into a simple cross-legged position. From here, we're going to take the right hand, reach it up and over, and then the left hand is going to come behind. You're reaching for fingertips tank top, ponytail, whatever you can get a hold of. You can stay nice and upright, or you can start to fold yourself forward. Just do whatever feels the best for you. And then you're going to slowly unwind that and give your shoulders a little bit of a shake. That's not the nicest pose in the world. And then we're going to switch it over. So this time the left heel is going to come by the right hip, and the right knee is going to stack on top of the left. Left hand up and over, right arm underneath. And if this really bothers your shoulders doing this, you can always just take the left arm up, right hand to right elbow. Sorry, I really should have told you that on the first one.
United the rock spirit.
Huh?
United the rock spirit. You just do that with your hand.
You look like you're trying to get like water out of your ear.
Oh, that's too late.
And then you're going to slowly release. Give the shoulders a little bit of a shake. From here, we're going to come into either double pigeon or single pigeon. So I'll show double pigeon first because we're already seated. The left shin will come parallel to the long edge of the mat. And then you're going to take that right shin and stack it on top, just like fire logs essentially. You want the shins to be parallel. If this feels really uncomfortable in your body, you can either come to a figure 4 on your back like this, or you can take a single pigeon, bringing the left leg forward and then walking that right leg back. So take whichever one feels the best for you. If you're in your single pigeon, make sure you're flexing through that bottom ankle and think of drawing the straight leg hip forward slightly. And if you're upright, you can feel free to stay up or you can fold forward.
Just tell me when to switch.
I will. And then whichever side you're on, we're going to switch it. So if you're in double pigeon, you're just going to take the opposite leg underneath. If you're in single pigeon, your other leg's going to come forward. And if you're in the figure 4, you're just going to cross the other leg on top. And then if you came over to the side, bring yourself through center. And then take the hands underneath the knees. Oh my God, this song. And then bring your legs together and make your way down onto your back. And we're either going to take a bridge pose or a restorative bridge. So you can either take a block underneath your hips, or you can just lift the hips up towards the sky. Whatever you're feeling. We're going to be here for about 5 or so breaths.
This is a cheery song.
It is a cheery song. Ish. And then if you had a block underneath your hips, take it out and everybody will slowly roll down towards the floor. And then we're going to cross the left ankle over the right knee. Take the hands out to capital T. Draw the knees in towards the chest, and then you're going to let the legs fall over towards the left. So the left ankle is going to act like a little bit of an anchor on top of the right thigh to give you a nice deep stretch through your side thigh, hip sort of area. See if you can ground down through the right shoulder, and then maybe you look over towards the right. And as always, if this doesn't work in your body, you can feel free to take any variation that does. And then bring yourself back through center, and we'll cross the right ankle over the left knee. Draw the legs in towards you, and then let the legs fall over towards the right, getting a nice deep stretch in through the left ITB hip situation. And then bring yourself back in through center. Give the knees a hug in towards the chest. And you can stay with the knees hugged in, or you can reach for the outside edges of the feet, or maybe the outsides of the calves or the backs of the knees, coming into happy baby pose. Letting the lower back be nice and wide on the mat, maybe taking a rock from side to side.
For God's sake, break up.
And then taking any other movements you feel like you need to make your practice complete. When you're ready, giving those knees one final squeeze in towards the chest, maybe rolling the knees up towards the nose, up towards the knees. And then releasing into your final resting position. That might look like Shavasana, spreading the legs and the arms along on the mat. You could take the knees bent and let them knock together, or if it's more comfortable for you to come to a seat, feel free to do that. And now that we have some wonderful Shavasana music to listen to, you're going to take a nice deep inhale through the nose and let it all go through the mouth. And try to the best of your ability to just zone everything out. Easier said than done.
song and I'm thinking, wow, he's giving a roof, he's giving a single bed. This guy's got it going on. He's like awesome.
Start to bring some movement back into your body, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. Maybe giving yourself a full body stretch, reaching the arms up and overhead. Take a nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. And when you're ready, slowly rolling over to one side. And taking a moment there to rest. Taking a moment of gratitude for your body and all the awesome shapes that it just made. And all the awesome things that it does for you every day without you even having to ask. And then taking a moment of gratitude for one other random thing in your life that maybe you haven't thought about. When you're ready, slowly making your way up to a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed. And then bringing the hands together at the forehead. Today, as you go forward, may you be calm in your thoughts. To the mouth, may you be truthful in your words. And to the heart, may you have kindness within. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you.